Hello students. This is our third chapter, kinematics. Okay, kinematics is a vast chapter. Here one-dimensional motion and two-dimensional motions are covered here. One-dimensional motion means motion in a straight line, that is the chapter number 3, and motion in two dimension, that is chapter number 4. Okay, scalar, vectors are there, projectile motions are there. Okay, this chapter number 3, that is motion in a straight line, that we'll discuss today. Okay, so first I am telling that kinematics. Okay, so this kine mean motion and matics means mathematics. Okay, motion related mathematics are included in this topic, kinematics, motion related mathematics. Okay, when you are dealing with motion of any object, okay, moving object, then different physical quantities will arise like distance, displacement, velocity, speed, acceleration. Okay, and there are different kinds of mathematical terms will come. So those are all included in this topic, kinematics. Okay, so in kinematics you will get different kinds of motion. First we will discuss one-dimensional motion, that means motion in a straight line. Okay, that is one-dimensional motion in a straight line, that is our topic now. And it is also known as rectilinear motion. Okay, here the object is moving along a straight line. The next chapter you will get 2D motion, two-dimensional motion. Okay, like motion in a circular path. Okay, this is a two-dimensional motion, that means the motion is happening in a plane. Plane means two-dimensional thing, x and y plane. And motion of projectile. Okay, suppose you throw an object and object is moving along this path. Okay, it is projectile motion. Okay, there is a different kind of mathematics are there. So all mathematics are included in this topic. All mathematics related to motion are included in this topic, kinematics. Okay, and there are three-dimensional motion, and its application you will get mainly at the last of the class 11. Okay, one chapter is there, that is kinetic theory of gases. Okay, gas molecules are moving in space. Space means three-dimensional thing. Okay, so gas molecules are moving in space. So there we will discuss this 3D motion. Okay, in the next chapter we will discuss few numericals related to 3D motion, related to 2D motion. But the physical explanation we will see in that chapter, that is kinetic theory of gases. Okay, so here few variables comes here, comes in this topic. That is, first one is distance. Second one is displacement. Okay, you have read in class 9, 10, these terms you have read. Third one, speed. Next one, velocity. Another one is acceleration. I hope you all know about these terms, what is distance, what is displacement, and here distance, velocity, acceleration, these are vector quantities, means they have magnitude and as well as direction. And distance and speed, these two quantities are the scalar quantities, they only have magnitude. Okay, so in today's topic we will discuss mainly distance, displacement, and first part of speed, velocity. First part means only one term we will see, average speed and average velocity we will discuss. So as we proceed you can understand. Okay, so our first topic is distance, displacement. So distance and displacement. Okay, among these two terms, distance and displacement, distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Okay, vector means to express this quantity displacement we need two things, that is magnitude and direction, and to express distance we need only one thing, that is magnitude. Okay, unit though we will always need because these are physical quantities, so to express any physical quantities we have to use unit, proper unit. Okay, so what is distance and what is displacement? Okay, suppose I am taking 2 points A and B. Okay, and someone wants to go from A to B. Okay, so one person follow this path. Okay, clear? Another person follow this path. Okay, and another person follow this path, straight path. Okay, so suppose this is path number 1, this is path number 2, and this is path number 3. Okay, so in the first case distance means this path length. Okay, in the second case distance means this path length, and in the third case distance means this path length. Okay, so distance means the path length. Okay, path length from the initial position to the final position. Okay, path length, which path is followed by some person or by any moving object. Okay, and displacement means what? Displacement means the shortest distance from point A to point B, from initial position to the final position. The shortest distance from initial position to the final position, that is displacement, and shortest distance is always a straight line. Okay, a straight line. So displacement means shortest path. Okay, displacement means shortest path, and distance means the actual path. Distance means actual path. Okay, in these three cases, what are the distances? First one or second one or third one? Distances are the three cases. Okay, first one, second one, third one. Okay, the three cases are the distance. Okay, but displacement will be this one only. Okay, the second case is the displacement only, but distance, first one is distance, second one is distance, third one is also distance. Okay, so if we take any 2 points, any two particular 2 points, and we fix those 2 points, then distance may be different. Okay, for first case distance is this, second case this, third case this, distance is different. Okay, as we follow different path, but displacement is this one. For first case displacement is this, second case displacement is this, and third case displacement is still this one. Clear? So if we fix the 2 points, the initial and final position, then distance may change. Okay, distance may change from object to object, from person to person who is going from one position to the another position, but displacement remains same. Okay, whether the person is taking a long path or short path, whatever, displacement remains same if the 2 positions are fixed. If the initial and final positions are fixed, then displacement remains same, but distance may vary. Okay, so look at this diagram and tell me one question I am giving, that distance and displacement. I am giving 4 options and tell me the correct option. Which one is correct always? Distance, displacement, distance, displacement. Okay, distance is greater than displacement, equal to displacement, greater than equal to displacement, or less than displacement. Okay, so which one is always correct? So first case, distance is greater than displacement. Distance is greater than displacement. Okay, so first one is correct, but not always correct. Okay, second one, distance equal to displacement. When the object moves along the straight path, then distance and displacement are equal. Okay, so this is also correct, but not always correct. Third case, distance is always greater than equal to displacement. This is the correct option. Okay, distance may greater than the displacement or may equal to the displacement. When it will be equal? When the object moves along the straight path from initial to the final position. Okay, then distance and displacement will be equal. Otherwise, distance is always greater than the displacement. Okay, so distance, relation between distance and displacement is distance is greater than equal to displacement. Clear? Clear? Okay. Now I am giving few numericals. Okay, few numericals related to distance and displacement. Also, we will see the graphs of distance and time, velocity, time. Okay, different graphs we will also see. But you have read in class 9 that we will also see here, but not today. Today, those are the two topics only. So our first numerical is, suppose this is first position, second position, and an object is moving like this semicircular path. Okay, and suppose the radius of the semicircle is r. Okay, question is find the ratio of distance and displacement. What will be the ratio? Here the object is moving along this path, so distance will be this path length. This path length is what? Semicircular, that means pi r. Okay, and displacement will be the straight path from initial to final position. Straight path. Straight path means what? The diameter, that is 2r. So the answer will be pi by 2. R cancel out. Okay, clear? Question number 2. Suppose this is a square. Okay, of length, take L or A, whatever. Okay, and at this point there is an ant. Okay, ant is moving along this path. Then from this point ant is going along this path and reached at this point. Okay, so this is the initial position, this is the final position of ant. Okay, again find the ratio of distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. Distance means the actual path length, so A plus A, so 2A. Displacement means the straight path from initial to final. This is the straight path. This is the straight path. That means diagonal of this right angle triangle. Okay, diagonal of this square. Diagonal of this square. So what will be the diagonal length? Diagonal length of a square is A root 2. That you all know. This is a right angle triangle. This is hypotenuse. So base, height. So hypotenuse will be root over A square plus A square. So A root 2. A root 2. Now A cancel out. Okay. 2 by root 2 it will be root 2. Clear? 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 Now third one. Third one. Suppose a cube. Take a cube. This is a cube. Okay. And a fly is sitting at this corner. Okay. A fly is sitting at this corner. And the fly is moving like this. It is going at this point, then at this point, and at the end this point. And it reached at this point. Okay. So what will be the displacement? What will be the displacement? Suppose cube has length A. So what will be the displacement? Here the fly is going from this corner to that corner of a row. Okay. So this distance is what? The body diagonal. It is called the body diagonal of a cube. Okay, body diagonal. So here A along x axis, suppose along y axis again A, and along z axis again A. So here displacement will be what? Will be root over A square plus A square plus A square. This is body diagonal. So A root 3. Okay, so this will be the displacement. This is body diagonal. Okay, clear? Clear? Okay, now I am giving little bit complicated problem. Question number 4. Now question number 4. Okay, suppose take a circular path. Okay, and an object start from this point and reaches at this point. Okay, So what will be the displacement? Here suppose the radius is r. So this and this is initial position, final position. We have to find the displacement this. Okay. So this angle is 90 degree here. This angle is 90 degree. This is radius r. This is also radius r. So you have to find the diagonal. Okay. So in this case, when the object is rotated by 90 degree, then the displacement will be root over r square plus r square. So it will be r root 2. Okay. Okay. If the object comes from this point to exactly opposite point, then it will be, this is the final point now, this is initial point. In this case displacement will be 2r. Okay, this is diameter. Now I am giving in general case. Okay, then what will happen? In general case, suppose this is the initial position and object goes at this point, initial position, final position. Okay, and suppose this angle is theta, then what will be the displacement? What will be the displacement? Then displacement will be, I am giving an in general solution, that is 2r sin theta by 2. Okay, now try to remember this. In the next chapter, that means in vector, we will derive this how to find the displacement. Okay, here you do not know about the algebra of vectors, so I am not telling it here. Here I am just giving the formula. Use the formula now. When we will discuss in vector chapter, then I will tell how to calculate this thing. Okay, you can check this one here. If theta equal to 90, here theta equal to 90. So sin 90 by 2, that means sin 45. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So 2r into 1 by root 2. So it will be r root 2. Okay. You can check this one, half circle. Then angle is 180. Sin 180 by 2. That means sin 90. Sin 90 means 1. 1 means we will get 2r. Clear? Clear. So these are few examples of displacement. Okay. Another numerical I am giving, that is so very important for your competitive exam. Okay, so this is the numerical. A wheel of radius r is rolling on the road. What will be the displacement of point P? This point P in half rotation of wheel on the road. Okay, here you pause the video and try to solve it. Okay, pause the video and try to solve it. Okay, okay, okay. So now I am solving. So I hope many students will tell the answer will be pi r. Pi r, because half rotation means the distance covered by this circular path along the road will be pi r. Okay, so after rotating this circular wheel by half rotation, the figure will look like this. Okay, so this distance will be pi r. If it completes one full rotation, then it will be 2 pi r. Okay, but half rotation means it covers a distance pi r, linear distance pi r. Okay, but at the same time, this P point goes where? This P point goes here. Okay, this P point goes here. Okay, so the displacement of P, that means this is the initial position and this is the final position. So this is pi r and this is 2r, and this will be the displacement of point P. This will be the displacement. Okay, so here displacement of point P will be what? Root over pi r square plus 2r square. Pi r square plus 2r square. So you will get root over pi square r square plus 4 r square. R square, so r will come out root over pi square plus 4. Clear? So the correct option is this one. Third one is the correct option, not pi r. The P point also goes up. If it is full rotation, then the answer will be 2 pi r. If it is full rotation, then P remains on this point. Okay, P remains on the ground. Okay, but if it is half rotation, then P goes up. Clear? Clear? So this is a very important problem for your competitive exam. Okay. So I am erasing this. So this is a part of distance and displacement. Now come to speed and velocity. Speed, velocity. Okay. Speed means what? Speed means distance covered in 1 second. Okay. Velocity means displacement in 1 second. Displacement in 1 second. Okay. Here speed is a scalar quantity, but velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, remember this. Okay. And we will get different kinds of speed. You have already read in class 9 about different kinds of speed. Here we will basically discuss about two kinds of speed, that is average and instantaneous. For velocity also, average velocity and instantaneous velocity. So speed, average speed and instantaneous speed. Here also for velocity, average velocity and instantaneous velocity. Okay. Now average means what? Average speed, average velocity means what? Average means for a large time. Okay. What will be the velocity for a large time? Okay. Then it is average. Like cricket match is going on, and at the end of 50 overs, we tell that run rate is 6 point something, 6.70 or 7. Then that is average. That is average. Okay. And instantaneous means at a particular instant, at a particular time. Okay. Suppose you are taking 29th over, then what will be the run at that over, 29th over? That is the instantaneous rate. Okay. But average is for the whole match. Okay. For a large time. And instantaneous means for a very small time. Okay. So here average speed, formula of average speed will be total distance by total time. Total distance. Remember this formula. These are very, very important. By total time. Total distance by total time gives the average speed. And average velocity. Average velocity means total displacement. Total displacement by total time. Okay. So average speed, total distance by total time, average velocity, total displacement by total time. We will discuss today only these two topics. Okay. We will discuss few numericals, few board related and few competitive related numericals. Very, very important numericals that we will discuss today about average speed and average velocity. Instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay. Okay. So first start solving different numericals related to average speed and average velocity. These are the two formulas. Okay. Clear? Clear? So I am erasing. So our first numerical related average speed and average velocity. First numerical: a boy walks 3 meters in 2 seconds and 3 meters east. 3 meters east in 2 seconds and 2 meters west in 3 seconds. Okay, calculate average speed, and second one average velocity. Okay. Okay, try to solve it. Pause the video and try to solve it, everyone. Okay. Okay, so how will you solve? So these are the 2 points, suppose A and B. So initially it goes 3 meters towards east. So from this point to this point it is suppose 3 meters. Okay, 3 meters towards east. Then comes 2 meter in west, so 2 meter back, so this is 2 meter. Okay, now what will be the average speed? Average speed means total distance by total time. What will be the total distance? 3 meter plus 2 meter, so average speed, so total distance means 3 plus 2 meter, and total time is 2 plus 3 second, so it will be 1 meter per second. Clear? Total distance by total time. Now average velocity, this is important. Average velocity means total displacement. This is the initial position and this is the final position, not this one. This is the final position. So what is the distance between initial and final position? Total is 3 meter, 2 meter back, then remaining part is 1 meter, right? So total displacement is 1 meter. Time is 2 plus 3. Time remains same. 2 plus 3, that means 5 seconds. So it will be 0.2 meter per second is the average velocity. Clear? Now we will ask what will be the direction. What will be the direction? Direction will be from initial to the final position. Okay, direction is from initial towards the final position. Okay, but here we are not discussing about the direction, only we are discussing about the values. Okay, direction we will discuss in the next chapter, that is in vector. Okay, two-dimensional motion, there we will discuss mainly the direction. Okay, so this is average speed, this is average velocity. Clear? Now next one. A man goes from A to B at v1 speed and returns from B to A at v2 speed. Okay, average velocity, average speed, average speed, average velocity. Okay, okay, average speed means total distance by total time. Okay, so here A and B, these are the 2 points A and B. From A to B, when it is going from A to B, then speed is v1. Okay, when it is returning back from B to A, then it is v2. Okay, so suppose take the distance between A and B is d. Okay, so it is going A to B, d distance, returning B to A, again d distance. So average speed, total distance by total time, total distance will be 2d by total time. Total time will be what? For going A to B, it will be d by v1 plus d by v2, right? From A to B, d by v1, from B to A, d by v2. Now solve it. So 2d by, take d common, 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2, d cancelled out. Okay, then solve this, you will get 2 by v2 plus v1 by v1 v2. So v1 v2 goes up, it will be 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. So this is the average speed. Okay, average speed will not be v1 plus v2 by 2. Okay, remember this formula, total distance by total time. Okay, do not use any shortcut method. Total distance by total time. Here 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Okay, and average velocity. Here the object starts from A and returns back to A. So what about the total displacement? Initial and final positions are same. So total displacement is 0 by time. So it will be 0. Average velocity is 0 because initial and final positions are coinciding here. Okay. So this is average speed and this is average velocity. Okay. Here in place of v1, any values can be given. Suppose 40 km per hour, v2 60 km per hour. Any values can be given. You will use those values while you calculate. Okay. Do not use any variable in that case. Use the values. Then calculation will be easy. Otherwise, if you use variable, calculation will be difficult. Okay, calculations will be complicated. So if V1 is suppose 40 km per hour and V2 is 60 km per hour, then what will be the average speed? Just use the values, you will get that thing. It is 2 into V1 40, V2 60 by V1 plus V2 is 100. So 0, 0, 0, 0, it will be 48 km per hour. Okay, not 50 km per hour, because average of 40 and 60 is 50, but here it is not 50 km per hour, it is 48 km per hour. Okay, so always use the formula, that is total distance by total time. Always use the formula total distance by total time. Clear? And average velocity means total displacement by total time. Remember these two formulas, only two formulas you have to remember. Clear? Clear? Then you have to practice the numericals. Question number 3. A man covers half distance at V1 and remaining half at V2. Calculate average speed. Okay, half distance at V1, half distance at V2. Okay, so take two half distance, this. Okay, this is suppose D, this is also D. This distance is covered with speed V1 and this with V2. Okay, same formula, average speed, total distance by total time. Total distance means D plus D, that is 2D. Okay, now total time. Total time will be what? Here T1 will be D by V1 and T2 will be distance by speed. So D by V1 plus D by V2. Okay, clear? Clear? Here you will get the same thing. Okay, so 2D by, take D common, 1 by V1, 1 by V2. Solve this, you will get 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. This will be the average speed. Okay, if the question is this, then average speed will be this one. Okay, half distance at V1 and remaining half at V2. Calculate average speed. Okay, these are very, very important questions for competitive exam. Okay, so practice this. Now next question, question number 4. A man covers 3 equal distances with speed V1, V2, V3. Calculate average speed. Okay, with speeds V1, V2, V3. 3 equal distances. So take 3 equal distances. This one, and this one. Suppose this is D, this is D, this is D. Covers by velocity V1, V2, V3. Okay, so what will be the time here? T1 will be D by V1, T2 will be D by V2 and T3 will be D by V3. Clear? Now use the same formula. Average speed will be total distance 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is 3D, D plus D plus D, that will be 3D, and total time D by V1 plus D by V2 plus D by V3. Okay, now calculate, you will get 3D by D here, 1 by V1, 1 by V2, 1 by V3. D cancelled out. Okay, you do the LCM, you will get 3 by V1 V2 V3, then V2 V3 V1 V3 plus V1 V2. So the answer will be, this one will go up, so 3 V1 V2 V3 by V1 V2 V2 V3 plus V3 V1. So this will be the average speed. Okay, only there are few variables. Calculation is similar, total distance by total time. Okay, only this formula you have to remember. Clear? Next one, problem number 5. A man covers half distance with speed v. Half distance with speed v, and remaining half with speeds v1 and v2 for equal time intervals. Calculate average speed. Okay, calculate average speed. Okay, so read the question and try to draw the diagram. First, covers half distance with speed v. Okay, so suppose this is the total distance, half distance covers with speed v. Okay, and suppose this distance is d. Okay, and this distance will be again d. Clear? Half, and remaining half with speeds v1 and v2 for equal time intervals. Okay, so it goes with speed v1 for time suppose t and v2 for time t. Okay, so v1 into t will be some distance, suppose this one, and v2 into t, suppose this is the distance, and v1t plus v2t will be d. Clear? So v1t plus v2t will be d. Okay, equal time intervals t with speeds v1 v2. Okay, and here in first case time will be what? Suppose this is t1, it will be d by v. Okay, now again average speed, total distance d plus d, so 2d. Now total time will be what? This t1 plus t plus t, so t1 plus t plus t. This one goes for t, this one goes for t time, so it will be 2t. Now 2d by t1 is what? d by v, and 2t, 2 into this t is what? Calculate t from here, t equal to d by v1 plus v2. Take t common, then v1 plus v2 will be inside the bracket, then this you will get. So d by v1 plus v2. Clear? Now d will be cancelled out. Okay, so this d cancelled out, this d will not be here, and this d will not be here. Okay, so here it will be 1 by v, and here it will be 2 by v1 plus v2. Clear? Now do the LCM. So for these two, LCM will be v into this, so it will be v into v1 plus v2. Okay, then v1 plus v2 will come here, v1 plus v2 plus 2 into v. Okay, by, and in the numerator it will be 2. Okay, now take this part in the numerator, so it will be 2 into v into v1 plus v2 by v1 plus v2 plus 2v. Understand? Understand? So you will get different tricky problems, but the formula is same, that is total distance by total time. Always I am using the same formula, total distance by total time. I am not using any different formulas. Clear? So this thing you have to understand, this thing you have to keep in mind. You will get tricky problems. Okay? The main thing you have to remember, that is total distance by total time. Clear? Clear? Now come to question number 6. Okay, I am erasing. A bus covers half distance at speed v. A bus covers half distance at speed v and remaining half at speed v1 for 1/3 time and v2 for 2/3 time. Okay, find average speed. Okay, read the question properly. Read the question and draw the diagram. Draw the diagram. Covers half distance at speed v. Again the same type. First half distance at speed v. So this is v speed. Suppose distance is d, and second distance will also be d. Okay. Remaining half at speed v1 for 1/3 time. Suppose the time required for covering this distance is t. Okay, t is the time required to cover this distance. Okay, then 1/3 of that time, that is t by 3. Okay, for t by 3 time velocity is v1, and for 2t by 3 time velocity is v2. Clear? Clear? It goes with speed v1 for time t by 3, and then it goes with speed v2 for time 2t by 3. Okay, so v1 into t by 3 will be the distance covered. Okay, in this time with speed v1, so v1 t by 3 plus v2 to t by 3, so 2 v2 t by 3. This is the distance covered in this time with speed v2. Okay, and if we add these two quantity, we will get d. Clear? Clear? So total time is t. Total time is t. Remember, total time is t. So t will be what? T will be what? Take t common. You will get 3d by v1 plus 2v2. Clear? So this time is for covering this distance. Okay, time required to cover this distance will be t1, that is d by v. Okay, so 2 time t1 and t, and total distance d plus v. Same formula I will use. Average speed, total distance 2d, total time t1 plus t, t1 plus t. Okay, so it will be 2d by, just put the values, t1 is d by v plus t is 3d by v1 plus 2v2. Okay, then do LCM. It will be v into v1 plus 2v2. Cross multiply first, remove d and this d, remove. Then cross multiply, it will be v1 2v2 plus 3v. Okay, and in numerator it is 2. Then take this part to the numerator, it will be 2v1 2v2 by v1 plus 2v2 plus 3v. Clear? Clear? So I am using, every time I am using a simple formula, total distance by total time. That you have to keep in mind. Clear? Clear? So take this numerical again and try to solve it by yourself and check the answer. Okay, these are mainly competitive problems, so we only need the answer. Okay, so take this numerical in your copy, write it in your copy and try to solve it first, and then play the video again and check whether the answer is correct or not. Then you will learn. Okay, so we will solve the last problem related to this average speed and average velocity. A man covers a distance with speed v1 and v2 for two equal time periods. Okay, find average speed. Find average speed. Here I am giving options. Option A v1 v2 by 2. Option B root over v1 v2. Option C 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2, and option D is v1 plus v2 by 2. Okay, again pause it and try to solve. Use the same relation, that is average speed total distance by total time. Okay, so I am solving this distance with speed v1 and v2 for two equal time periods. Okay, so suppose this is the distance with speed v1 and time t. Again this is the distance with speed v2 and in time t, equal time period. Okay, equal time period. So this distance will be v1 into t, this distance will be v2 into t, this distance. Okay, so average speed, same formula, average speed total distance is what? This is distance v1 into t, v2 into t. So total distance is v1t plus v2t. Total time, this plus this, t plus t, so 2t. So if you take t common, then here you will get the answer v1 plus v2 by 2. So the answer here will be D. Okay, but in the first case answer was this one, 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. They are equal distance covered with velocity speed v1 and v2. Here speed v1 and v2 but equal time periods. Okay, two cases are different, little bit different. Okay, do not equal them. So here average speed will be total distance by total time. So whenever you will solve this kind of problem, average speed, average velocity, then always use the simple formula, that is total distance by total time for average speed and total displacement by total time for average velocity. Clear? Clear? So try to solve this problem at your home. When you will watch the video, take the question and try to solve it by yourself first, then again play the video and check the answer is correct or not. Okay, then you will learn. Okay, in the next lecture we will see next two kinds of thing, that is instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. Okay, in that case in the next lecture we will use or we will apply the differentiation formulas. Okay, so before going to that part, that instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity, okay, you promise me that you will watch that video once, then you will watch the video instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. Okay, so before watching that video, watch differentiation video once. Okay, take the concepts from differentiation properly, then watch the video for instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. Clear? Clear? Okay.